Yasmin, thank you so much for joining us on Influencer. Was it always about celebrities?
Well, it's always been about you and me, and it started off being just about me. And I'm no celebrity, so it was just something. Fitness was just something that I stumbled upon literally by default. I had no intention, I had no inclination, I had no aspirations. It's just something that was literally actually forced upon me by a friend of mine to join a gym.
Right.
It was as simple as that. I went, I hated every minute of it. The only thing that happened was I was so bad and my fitness level was so bad that I made a fool of myself in my first class ever, group class, and that kind of really made me very competitive and sad at the same time, knowing that I couldn't do something. And over the years I've realized that something in my nature, that if I can't do something or I don't get something right, it really bothers me till I fix it. I was going abroad for like an exchange program. This instructor told me, why don't you do a fitness course?
Right.
And why don't you do a group fitness course, because you have the flair for it. And I said, okay, how difficult can it be? I could take your class at one go.
Yeah.
I was very surprised, and not pleasantly at that, because it was so difficult.
So what was the turning point, where you felt that things really sort of picked up for you, or that you suddenly decided this is what you wanted to do?
So, actually there was no turning point. Right. I just went with the flow.
Right.
And I've always gone with the flow. And if you ask people who know me, yeah, I'm still going with the flow. So, I came back and I set up step aerobic classes, because I didn't like the the dance aerobic. I was not a great dancer. I'd come to realize that by then, so I was more a fitness person. And I set up step aerobic classes. It was very challenging. Like the first 10 years, I think, of my profession, or maybe more, were very challenging, because I didn't own a studio. I didn't have a place. I had to make equipment, so I'd made these wooden boxings and, the car tires, the car mats. So I'd gotten car mats and I'd put a little bit of foam on top so people would have shock. And I think that's the advantage of doing a training the right way, because you learn how not to cause injuries. You learn how to protect your body. And I think that has stayed with me through my life. Is more than the exercise, I'm into protection. So I want to work out, but I don't want to do it at the expense of anything going wrong in the future. And I'm happy to say that someone who worked out with me 25 years comes back to the studio. My ideologies haven't changed. I have not, said something 25 years back and then completely denied it, and I'm saying something else. So I think that is the part about me that is constant, and I'm happy to do that, and I hope that always remains, because I think that's the USB of who I am.
And how has social media also translated into creating that image and that perception for you in your business?
It adds a lot of responsibility when you post on social media, because you might never work out and you might watch something and want to try it out. So I always post things which, like if they're not on machines, which anyway people don't have, but if they're mat and if they're in the park or whatever, I try to add things which are safely done by a lay person who decides to pick up and follow me because Alia Bhatt is doing it, or Katrina Kaif is doing it. I'm just the person who guides them to do what they want to do. So they know that, they have this goal, or this is where they want to be. Now, if they didn't come to a studio, and I don't go to anyone's houses, I have everyone coming to my studio because I have everything that I need right there. It takes an effort for them to come. They might have had 12 hours of shoot. Sometimes they start work at 8 o'clock in the morning, they're in the studio at 6 in the morning. They work from 8 to maybe 10, 12 in the night. They sleep for a few hours, but they make sure they work out before. So I think the most important key aspect to the celebrities looking the way they do is their discipline and their focus and their commitment to it. And that's the key, and that's the secret.
What about supplements, fad diets, things like that?
Well, they're in the business right now to look their best. They're not always going to be in the business of looking their best. And for me, health is very, very important. So if I make them take supplements or fat burners or go on fat diets, when they age, it's going to catch up with them, and they're going to hate me for what I made them do. And like I said, 25 years ago, what I told someone, I can still stand by it, and I want to stand by it 25 years later if I'm still living, and say, hey, what I gave you 25 years ago worked. It worked wonders. You looked great, but your health is okay. Your muscles are okay. You've not had injuries. So no, I don't believe in fad diets. I don't believe in supplements. There's breathing, food, eating smart. There's strength training, because as you age, you lose bone density, and muscles help you. Water, hydration. Okay, people really don't drink enough water, and when you're thirsty, it's an indication that you're already going into dehydration. So you need to really set an alarm on those smartphones that we all carry these days, and remind yourself to drink water if you have a problem. I tell people to have infused water, because a lot of people that I meet say they don't like the taste of water. Okay, so like if you just put like a lemon in your water, or you put an orange slice, a Malta in your water, or some blueberries, and you get bottles on Amazon.in which are infused bottles. So you have this little container where you can put different things and infuse your water, and keep filling that with water all through the day. And the last thing is attitude. So attitude for me is the most important thing from all of these, because if you don't have the right and positive attitude to do, you won't manage doing it.